Welcome to the pool deck on the Harmony of the Seas on the last day of a 7-day cruise in May of 2022. Hey everyone, I'm Patrick from Oakland Travel, and we're just kind of roaming around looking for a good place to set up the laptop to do a live stream on the last day because why not? You know, one of those things, right? Beautiful weather, spring of 2022. Interesting time period back then. This was back when the cruise restart was well underway. If you think back to all the COVID stuff from 2022, I know a lot of people don't like to think about that, but in the cruising world, this spring time period back then was when everything was really starting to get back up and running. There were still protocols and masks and testing and all of that stuff back then. And so this cruise was a little bit of that, but not a lot. I mean, we had to submit paperwork at the cruise terminal at the start before we could even walk into the terminal building to get to the ship. But once we got on the ship and everything, you see nobody's really wearing masks except the crew members. At this point, they still were required to wear masks. It took a while for them to finally be able to make the masks optional, but a lot of the passengers, some passengers would still wear masks if they felt like they, wanted it or needed it. But as you can see, the majority of people are walking around without a mask at this point. And as we would get later and later into 2022 and get farther and farther away from the pandemic, it would get better. So this was this springtime period when this cruise happened was kind of the turning point of when everything started to approach normal again. And about the time I'm putting this vlog episode together, a full 2 years later, now everything is finally kind of back to normal. A couple of things that were introduced during the pandemic back then, they've decided to hang on to, Royal Caribbean and a lot of the other cruise lines, but not very many. Most everything has gone back to normal by now. And we record so much video on these cruises that it's taken us a while to get it all out. And we're still just kind of working our way through the very last day of the cruise. This was a pretty good one. It went to at least one place we'd never been to before, which was St. Kitts and Nevis. And so that was pretty cool. When we were looking at the itinerary for this one, we always prefer Eastern over Western. And when we saw that on there, it was like, oh, we've never been to St. Kitts and Nevis. So let's go do that one. So yeah, had a good time. And like I said, we're just kind of scouting locations for a live stream. This area right here where the band would set up, I think the deck right above this is what we ended up deciding on.
I could tell your mom and, that she wants to sit up there because it's shaded.
Yeah, I was noticing that. Doing like a bingo or something.